How we doing, Luke?
Big chillin', big chillin'.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we both watched Odyssey recently.
But you know what I'm watching right now is how swole you are looking, Greek
Okay,
daddy.
Here we go.
What's daddy in Greek?
Baba.
Baba. You were looking swole, Baba.
Anyway, I was wondering how long it would be before it came out that I was Greek. Well, before you mentioned that I was Greek. 10 seconds, not even.
We watched the Odyssey, and we
Yes.
wanted to talk to you all
Separately.
about it.
We didn't watch it together.
We didn't, but we did see it in the theaters.
Yes. So yeah. How'd you feel about it before I get into how I felt about it?
Well, get right into it.
Get right into it. Why not?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it overall.
Yeah.
Did you read the original Odyssey?
Yes, I've read it. Well, I've read it. I had to read it in high school. I've read it a few times since then. I've also I'm Greek, so I've been to Greece a few times in my life, and like
Greek.
the story of the Iliad and the Odyssey come up. There's like. It's not a true story, right? But like there are like historical places like where, it's like, oh, this is where Odysseus, blah, 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 blah. And, like there's like the Odysseus mask on one of the islands, things like that. Like the story, it's kind of one of like the things that like you get told growing up. It's like it's a Greek tale, right? So it's came up a few times.
I saw this in a regular movie theater, not IMAX.
Standard.
The sound rules as well. It is a...
Neil watched this while eating a tomato.
So I'll say this. This is definitely a film you need to snack in.
Oh, dude. So, okay.
What snacks are you all bringing to this movie?
So when I saw this in IMAX, it was a matinee, and my wife had just made a chicken pot pie the night before. So I had a chicken pot pie like in a Tupperware thing. And
clutch to see this movie with a female, because then you can have the female handbag.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I was working kind of. So like I had my book bag. Like I was remote working around town, and I took a break to go watch the movie and everything like that. So I had my book bag. So that had like a bag of chips and like a chicken pot pie. But I was sitting
A chicken
pot pie, dude. And I was sitting, and like it was one of those, because the recliners, like there's doubles, but there are a few singles in like the back. So I was in a single, like it's the same thing. It's just like the center console doesn't move up, but there's a seat heater on it. So I turned that on and I set the pot pie on that.
Nice.
Yeah. It was pretty nice.
That's the move right there.
Good. I was sitting there eating a chicken pot pie when someone walked up to me. I'm like, "Oh, is this your seat?" And they're like, "No." Like,
yeah.
It was awesome though.
Me and the significant other had an array of snacks.
Oh yeah.
Because we knew this was going to be a long one, and you definitely. I mean, look. The thing about this movie too is you got to be paying attention. But if you miss a scene, or if you miss kind of like what's going on, you're going to be
why are
like,
half of them dead now?
why is magic happening right now?
Yeah, there was that like text at the beginning. Is like when the world was still kind of magic. I forget what it actually said. One thing I do like about Nolan's films, so like specifically The Dark Knight. One thing about The Dark Knight is that it was one of the first superhero movies where like they actually took the concept like, all right, we're going to explore like an actual person who decides to put on a mask that looks like a bat goes around and fighting crime. Like what kind of person that would be, and like explore that character. Before it was just like, hey, Batman, how's it going? Like it was kind of cartoony when they tried to translate that to film. Nolan was like, no, we're going to explore that, right? And they've iterated on that so much since then. I want to say that's one of the first like superhero movies that actually got that real. And I got that same sort of thing with when I watched Odyssey. Like, have you ever heard the story from inside of the horse?
Yeah,
like,
I mean they put you in the movie.
Yeah, like you really got to feel like what it was like when they brought the horse into Troy. Like shit like that.
The scene with the horse, I thought was something. Hats off to the director, to the writers, because I was just like, whoa, we're gonna go inside the horse.
That was sick.
And then
I mean, they dragged the horse in. One thing is like, I never even thought about it. Like I never thought whenever you see the horse depicted, it's like on wheels and they're just like wheeling it in. They dragged it in, which like makes sense, right? But also it's like when they drag that thing into Troy, of course everybody in Troy is going to be out there yelling, trying to get a look. Like it's pandemonium. Like that makes sense. Like I never thought that that's how that would go down, And then when they sneak out, one of my favorite parts of the film is when they sneak out and they finally open the gates. And what's Helen's husband's name? I forget.
Agamemnon?
No.
Oh, Helen's husband.
The Punisher.
He's Agamemnon's brother.
Yeah, Agamemnon's. Right? Well, so like both of them, they open up the gates and everyone starts rushing in, and they're both just like, oh, like they're just yelling, and it's like you just like feel like. You feel like that is like the fucking moment when it's like, dude, we finally opened the gates of Troy. We've been stuck on this fucking beach for 10 years. Like, let's fucking go. Hand me my helmet. You know, like that felt so fucking real. And it was just like awesome. It was just awesome.
And all those Trojans are hammered.
Right. Because they think
poor Trojans are hammered.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Just getting cut up.
I get why they didn't show Achilles, but like it would have been cool to see a glimpse of him.
I was bummed to not see a glimpse of Achilles.
But I mean, you know, what are you going to do? Show him his death? Like that's about him. It would have been too much to talk about Achilles.
Some people have been calling the Odyssey like it's like a insert negative, but still a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just because folks look, there's all this hoopla, you know, and I mean, like we said, hoopla. Some of this, I'm trying to be nice about it, you know. I mean, I think there's just there's a lot of commentary out there that's just like, oh, this movie was like Oscar rage bait and so on. And like, yeah, were they probably wanting an Oscar from this piece? Mm-hmm. Sure. Absolutely. Was the casting, in my opinion, like strategic maybe to create a little buzz and stuff like that? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. That's what you do nowadays to help promote movies because it's hard to get people to get up and go to a theater. This movie successfully got you to go not once, but twice.
Never done that before.
You know, and I mean, some of the other things too that I just thought were like sort of just criticisms for criticism's sake is like, you know, people have Zendaya fatigue. And I'm like, okay.
Is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
Or Zendaya? Oh. Whatever. Sorry, Zendaya / Zendaya.
But she has like 4 lines.
Yeah, exactly. My biggest like.
I think she was a cool Athena.
I mean, she was an unexpected Athena too, because you'd think like, oh, this is going to be some older lady or something.
She's usually
like
depicted
that.
Older. Look, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the casting, really. Like I've said that a few times. I don't care. And I will say. The casting isn't why I saw this twice. It isn't. I did love Matt Damon in the role. He was super shredded.
So that's my only thing on I want to be clear. I love Matt Damon.
Boy, here we go.
He's great, but I was like, Matt Damon for Matt Damon's the guy for this?
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it just was a little.
When I found out about him playing Odysseus, I was kind of
I was a little surprised. Honestly,
I think he fucking killed it though.
I think he did a great job. Awesome. Hey, great bod, Matt.
Dude,
Damon,
when he was on
too.
that beach, when he landed in Ithaca on that beach, and he was like, I was like, damn, I need to work harder. But like,
great bod. You know, he might be on peptides.
Anyway, I thought he did a great job. I liked a lot of the performances, to be honest.
The only performance that I thought was, I'll say this: all the performances, they did a great job. So I'm putting it under a microscope here. Charlize Theron as Calypso.
Mm-hmm.
She's great.
Love her.
She can't really do any wrong.
For sure.
I don't know. I felt like. I don't know. Maybe she was just kind of like everybody else is doing good. I can kind of kick my feet up a little.
Oh
bit
wow!
Here,
oh wow!
You know? But I didn't think she was bad. You know, like I said, under a microscope.
Yikes!
Okay.
Nobody asked you to reach for that.
Well, okay. And
unprovoked, by the way.
The only other, you know, casting wise, the only other thing is this was not, you know, hoopla oriented, but I did think it was a little odd seeing Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway stand next to each other. Both great actors for sure, but like mom and son, I was kind of like, this is interesting. This is an interesting pick for the two of them, you know. So
I thought it worked.
It works.
I don't care. I mean, I don't know. I thought it worked. I'm not just, you know. I'm not trying to avoid hoopla. I know you're trying to stick on the hoopla. I'm not trying to avoid it. It's just like I just genuinely just don't care. Like I genuinely think like if they did a good job, like if they did a terrible job, then yeah. Like, but I think Tom Holland did great in his role. Yeah, I think everyone did. So I thoroughly enjoyed the film. And on the second one, I'm like picking up all sorts of shit. Like for instance, when they land on that beach and like the first island they go to, and like everyone ran and like all the huts are like on fire and stuff, and they're like talking to that guy and translator, and he's like, "No, we're not people of the sea, we're Greek." The guy was speaking Greek.
Oh,
yeah.
wow!
Yeah,
That's impressive.
yeah. I was like, "Oh, interesting."
That's super impressive. Well, I'll say this. You know, this is essentially. I mean, it's a war movie. Right, in a way.
Post-war, yeah.
Or, post-war movie. Not graphic, mind you. You know, I mean, there was some, Elliot Page's character got killed, but it's not like
you don't
blood and guts
see
or
see
anything.
the death. Like when Athena, when that child that he sees as Athena like gets their head cut off, like
you don't see it.
You don't see. They cut away for that.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
most of it. You know,
but I'll say this: that movie managed to be a graphic movie by the scenes. Some of the scenes were just jarring to watch.
Sure. Dude. Oh my
like
God.
when they morph those, when they,
the pigs,
the pig
Cersei?
and the witch. Oh my God, that was hard to watch. Not bloody at all.
I will say, so the Cersei scene, it got a little reframed. It's kind of like she's like, I turned them into pigs because you sent up these soldiers. Like, they are pigs. They were. What do you think they would have done if I didn't do this sort of thing? Which was like a little bit of a modern reframing. But I still enjoyed it. I still thought it worked, right? And it added like more realism to it, because that's one thing about watching historical things. It's kind of hard to put yourself in their shoes. So adding a little bit of modern twist to things, at least for me, it did bring me into it. Like it felt more real to me.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like anybody was overacting.
Just like when Penelope was like, she's like, I've been sitting on this empty throne for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like I could see someone saying that back then, or they might have just known better not to say that, because that's just like the way things have been for so long. Like a woman can't sit on the throne, but it makes sense that in 2026 you see someone say something like that. I think it works because most people who are watching it are probably thinking that. Like, what do you mean empty throne? She's been running this shit, So, yeah, if anybody has gripes with that, I think maybe you're not fully off base for having gripes with that, but also it's like it doesn't deserve that much attention to be that pissed off about it.
Look,
like, move
I
on.
think the only reason, I think if you're getting pissed off about the Odyssey, it's because you're reading too many clickbaity articles and stuff like that. I think if you enjoy cinema as a craft and as an art form, this is a great movie. This is my only reasonable critique, was like, oh, they blended, Homer's version with Virgil's version,
right?
And that's really about it. And that's like that's a personal choice.
Nobody cared when they made all sorts of fucking changes when they did Troy. Like nobody gave a fuck.
Hell no. Well, it's got Brad Pitt shirtless.
I don't know if that was enough, but like
said.
Nobody gave a shit. I'll say this as a Greek, my Greek perspective. So not only is my experience going to be different, but like, a lot of other people's will be different. And it's definitely different from like someone who was born and raised in Greece and comes to America, that type of Greek American. So I will say, from my experience as a Greek American, you're kind of just used to the Greek thing just being changed, like Greek stuff is everywhere. Like, I mean, being in a fraternity, they call that Greek life. Like you see Euros.
They have toga parties.
You see like Euros, like variations of like classic Greek dishes. And a lot of times, like you won't see anybody mad about that because it's just kind of par for the course, especially things that are just like so old. It just gets changed. It gets replicated. As long as we're in the conversation, we're kind of happy about it. That's just my experience. So I, as a Greek person, I thoroughly enjoyed this. And even like the small changes, like I still was able to enjoy the ride. I wasn't mad that it wasn't sticking true to anything, but I also don't think things were changed like too drastically to piss me off. You know what I mean?
At no point when I was watching this movie was I like, oh, come on.
Right. There wasn't anything like that.
No, I did hear one thing about this story that was kind of interesting. I suppose there's some clips about Matt Damon. There was some there were some veterans who were doing stunt coordination and they were saying that this is one of the best movies about post-traumatic stress.
Which Neil disagrees with.
Which I think...
Again,
sure,
it's like a modern lens thing.
It's a modern lens based on an ancient tale. And honestly, my takeaway from that is if you can look at a piece of art like this and you see that this is some type of healing narrative in a way, or a way to kind of help you package that type of trope, then you know
Pop
what?
off.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
pop
that's
off.
that's
Love
something
that for you.
Then that's something that's an unexpected positive, and I think that's great too.
Yeah, I mean, and one other thing I will say is that I have not been like reading articles, keeping up to date, like hearing other people's opinions.
I'm
or anything.
in it.
I'm just not for any specific reason. It's more of like a laziness thing. I kind of like I barely heard anything about the movie. I didn't know like all the casting choices. I just knew that there was like some hoopla about it. I knew Matt Damon. I knew black people were in it or some shit, just because through the grape, but I didn't know specifics. And I haven't been like in like the fucking the blogosphere of like how people feel and what's going on in any sort of drama. I just kind of went to go see it, and I enjoyed it with by being blind to everything else. But again, I didn't do that for any specific reason. I just kind of don't care.
I mean, look, I think this. Personally, I think this movie's probably going to get nominated for Best Picture.
Oh, dude, easily. John Leguizamo.
Oh, John Leguizamo.
Give that man a statue.
Yeah, way to come back, Luigi.
He never went anywhere.
But I will say this, as far as if we're going to give this a Thunderbutts rating.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Neil wanted to do either Ticket or Skip It. Is that right?
Ticket or Skip It. Ticket to the movie or Skip It.
Yeah, I think we get it. I didn't think you need to explain. All right, so how do we want to do it?
Neil's in the horse.
Do we want to say it at the same time?
The
Neil's in the horse is crazy. Do we want to just say it, or let's not do the thumb thing? We did the thumb before.
Yeah, we've done the thumb before.
All right,
Okay, should we do a Ticket or Skip It?
Yeah, on 3.
1, 2, 3. Ticket. That's right.
I bought 2 of them, so like it's kind of all right. Well, yeah. I mean, there you have it. It's definitely worth watching, even if you fucking hate some of the decisions like going into it. I don't think you're gonna have a bad time. That's me.
If you like our little reaction to this, let us know. We'll be doing some more of these as well. Check out our recently released season on the pod, Scripted, and check out our first season, which was called Canceled on Cancel TV.
If you think that we're totally off base, or like we're missing stuff, or like you think it's too woke and you have valid reasons why, like let us know, because I love to learn that I'm wrong. All right, y'all. Peace.